I've always been good on number. That's why I love backgammon. You know backgammon?
Backgammon, yes, yes. 9,632 divided by 1,204.
8.
Shit. Sorry, my language is so quick.
I love 8.
You love 8?
Yeah, I will give you my mobile number.
Oh,
I have a
really?
lot of 8.
8. You are Chinese.
My
Chinese
wife-
love 8.
No, my wife is Chinese.
I know you and your wife have long, like a marathon, long-term relationship.
On the 31st of April, we are going to celebrate 8,000 days since we first met in Shanghai.
8,000 days in Shanghai. Oh, you met her in Shanghai. Okay. My question is, what's the final kick to decide married?
So we married after
I
6,992
know. After
days.
6,000 days, yes.
It was due to happen. I mean, I made a few weeks after we were together, we already committed. I already asked her to marry me, and her busy, me busy, and it's also something which we promised to her father, and her father was an unbelievable person,
Yes,
you know, which I love, and of course she loved so much her father. So it was we promised we will get married, and we did it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
27th of July, 2023.
2023. Wow. Yes, that's a big news. We saw the news. That's why. In Chinese, we say that if you don't know the man, you look at the woman he married to. That's really explaining a lot. I love this photo. The eyes, I don't care about the dress, just the eye, looking each other. This is already chemistry.
That's the beauty of a human being. You can read through the face. You know, sometimes you don't need to talk to express what you feel or what you need, or if you're happy or if you're sad.
Please pass my congratulations to her. She is one of the best actresses in the world. Of course, we are very proud of her. She was a part of a Chinese, and she's beautiful. She's a good actress. Star, of course, but I don't care about the star, but I do admire good actress, and she's a good actress.
So I will tell you something, because when I told her about this program,
Yes.
she knew about you, and she said, I do admire what she does. So that's the message to you.
The appreciation from both sides. I'm so happy she received all the award. I think she deserved everything. You like film?
I do. I mean, you know, I like action movie.
Action, okay.
I like action movie, but easy. I don't like when movies are too complicated.
Until now, which is the favorite movie your wife did you? She did so many movies.
I mean,
which one your favorite?
It's not an action movie. My favorite movie of my wife is The Lady.
Oh, okay.
Directed by Luc Besson. You interviewed Luc Besson.
Yes, Luc Besson. Yes,
and,
okay.
It's a real story. It's of one icon I do respect, I admire a lot, which is Aung San Suu Kyi. The days were tough.
Yeah.
I've always been a hard worker, like Chinese people.
Yes, yes.
You know, very
You are
committed.
workaholic. You have name for that. Even entered the United Nations compound, people say, "Oh, Mr. Todt, he's really working a lot." I said, "Wow, that's the reputation." You work very hard there.
Work very hard, and sometimes coming at home at 11 at night,
Yes.
you know, alone in my big house, I was thinking, I will not resist. They will get rid of me.
Oh, really?
And next day, you know, like recharging your phone,
Yes.
I was recharged, and I was going back to the fight. And on that, Michael Schumacher was very important, because in '96, we hired Michael. And Michael, he was a very talented driver. You know, he was a world champion, 94, 95. He arrived with a kind of a big credibility. So we could not blame the driver. Yeah. We had to concentrate on the car, on the engine. And Michael did believe in the team, did believe in me. And when he heard that it was some rumor that maybe I would be out of the job, I mean, he said, if he goes, I will go.
Our show business in theater, you are like a good producer. You have the eyes to choosing him to come to the Ferrari. That's the big choice. Though.
I mean, honestly, on that, I don't think I have a lot of merit, because Michael was the best. But you know, before success arrived, in '97, we lost at the last race. 98, lost at the last race. 99, lost at the last race. Fortunately, we got the manufacturer as world champion. ship. And we knew that in 2000, if we will not succeed, that was the end of it.
Over, yes.
And we won.
Oh, wonderful.
And we won 5 years in a row.
Yeah.
And that means history at Ferrari.
I know you and Michael, you two legends, make the history, But I don't want to talk about it. Everybody knows that. But the one thing that really touching the wife of Michael, Corina says one sentence about you. You are the person you can count on.
It was her birthday on Monday.
Okay, say hello to her. Happy birthday. It's beautiful.
Unfortunately, Michael had a bad ski accident, which was a bad destiny. Of course, he has some sequel, but he's still fighting. He had this foundation, who I love.
Yes.
Keep fighting.
Yes.
So that's where we are. Keep fighting, and he's fighting.
I know you are good in language. How long you been in Italy for? After 1 year or 3 months, you speak Italian?
But I didn't have the choice. Because when I arrived in Italy, they said, he's French. But I will speak in Italian.
Yeah.
So my first press conference, first day, I was using some Italian words.
Which word?
So people were happy, and even if it was very bad. But in a few months, about 3-4 months, I was able to be quite comfortable in Italian. Mm-hmm. But it's easier challenge than to try to learn Chinese.
Well, never know. You never know. One day, next time we'll see each other, maybe you'll speak some Chinese with me. I'm sure Michelle will teach you something.
She did not manage so far.
Yeah? No?
No, not yet.
Okay. Because I always want to find Chinese words to you, and you have to learn from me, pronounce it. Because after the conversation, I have a few words about the John Todt, but one word I think really this is representing your person. If I talk with Chinese people say, what kind of John personality? I just say this word, everybody immediately get it. The words in Chinese pronouncing 靠谱. Can you say that?
靠谱.
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 That means reliable person. This person you can trust forever.
That's important.
Yeah, that's I think that suits you.
So we make friends.
Nothing about the business or success as a person, as a human being. This person is reliable. You can trust words for any aspect. I use your trick. Choose one. You don't know which one. This is just a coin. Superstitious again.
So one in the face.
One in the face, one in the tail. Yes. Oh, okay. Face.
I wanted the face.
You want the face. You got it. See, you got a face. How you make the famous story? You threw the coin to like your two drivers make competing. Who's win? Who's not win? These decisions is come from the humanity. It's not just a game. I think this is a more beautiful.
No, so that's an interesting point, which was at the time quite controversial.
Yeah.
It was during Paris-Dakar rally. And at the time, we were dominating the rally.
Right.
We had two top drivers, Harry Vatanen and Jackie X.
Yes.
And the rally was about 3 weeks. After about 2 weeks, we were first, second, and the third one was hours behind.
Yeah.
And our two drivers were fighting like hell, and motor racing is dangerous. Yes. And they were warning me, we go too quick, something bad will happen.
Yeah.
So I realized that they put me, in fact, in front of my responsibility. What to do? You need to take a decision.
Big decisions.
And as they were so close together in the classification, I discussed with them, the drivers, the co-drivers, so we were 5 of us. And I said, we have to find a way. And for me, I cannot tell this one or this one has to win. So what do we do? And I said, probably a coin. And they agreed. So it was not kind of a decision I took without sharing it with them. We agreed, and it went in favor of Harry Vatanen. And incidentally, I don't have the coin here, but it's in my key ring still as a special memory.
That decision is a very humanitarian way for the leaders, very important. The quality, usually people think it doesn't matter who's winning.
I did that to protect their safety and to respect the work of the team, the mechanic, the engineers, the company. Everybody wanted to bring the car to the success. They did not want the cars to be destroyed because of a fight with our two teams.
That's a beautiful thinking, like a philosophy. Game is a game, but the end of the game, I think the humanity is more important. Yeah. Trophy is there. Okay, let's go there. But what is the humanity, human beings?
And safety.
Safety.
Can you imagine how I will feel today if I would not have taken the decision and one of the crews would have been badly hurt? It will follow me all my life.
Yeah, hurting your whole life, carry on with all your life. Yeah, that's also perfectly reflecting you today. You're working in the UN. It's a road safety for the international thing.
So, I mean, yes, but I think for me, if you have had some success, if you have able to have a comfortable life for you, you must not forget the word behind. Yeah. Because we are so fortunate, we are so blessed, we do what we want, we have access to a lot of things, but unfortunately people, they don't have access to proper food, they don't have access to medical care. So I think it is important to give a little contribution, and it's something I decided when I left Ferrari to give something back through FIA, through the creation of a medical institute which is located in Paris, the Brain Institute, where we have 1,000 research people, through my work as a SG Special Envoy on road safety, taking into account that 1.2 million people die on the road every year, 50 million people are injured. And that's the title of my book, A Silent Pandemic. Your life is in your hands. Respect the rules. Life is a movie or is a book.
Yeah.
It starts and then you need to write it.
Yes. But the book you're writing for whom?
Every one of us.
Yeah, just like people. Yeah.
And the book is more or less interesting in a way, more or less different. Yes. My book is done through chapters, and the first chapters have been around racing, about success, about wealth, and now it's about giving back. And you are mentioning, yes, I'm preparing this book since now about 10 years, but it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, because, you are mentioning about being anxious, but I'm a detail maniac, which makes me anxious sometimes as well, So I'm working a big book with a photo. The publisher will be Asulin. And in this book, which will be the story of my life, I will have 4 witnesses.
4 people. You say you want to dedicate your book to 4 people.
Michelle,
yes.
my son, Michael, and Jahar.
That's
because each of them have been special in my life.
Witness, yes, beautiful. Not in China, I don't know, in the Europe maybe the same case. A lot of young people lying down, just do nothing. That's just say life is too complicated. Chinese word called 躺平. How do you encourage the young people, come on, get up, find your own rhythm and own speed? How do you encouraging them?
It's a philosophy, and each one has its own philosophy. Since COVID, a lot of people like teleworking. Yeah. I'm against that. Yeah. For me, I am contact.
Me too.
Contact, people being together, looking at them.
Yes.
And that you can really build something. And you have people who have energy. You have people who are motivated, who are people who are not motivated. If your life you may have more, you are relaxed. It is important to have things not too easy.
Yes.
I think as long as you have passion, you have energy, you have things you can do, you have things which
can achieve.
You need to be hungry.
Yes.
If you're not hungry, I think it's very sad. And I'm still passionate, I'm still curious, I'm still motivated. I'm happy about that. You have your box, I have my box.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Really.
Thank you.
Yes, really. I discovered new things. Fascinating me to want to talk with you. Everything's there.
谢谢。
不客气，谢谢您，谢谢您的时间。Thank you for your time. Yes, and I wish all the best. And I think we share same goal. After I talk with Jean, another word everybody understand. Also, I share that too. Freedom, freedom.